It's only been 2 days since the DTCC announced that the DTC will be using Stellar XLM for their custodied assets. As you see here, it's only been 2 days and we have already seen a mass divide within the crypto community. You're hearing people are saying, I'm selling all my XRP to go buy XLM, or XLM is the chosen one. XRP is trash, there's no need for it. In this video, we're going to talk about these announcements, these updates, and provide some clarity around what's really happening here. Because when you use the old stories that have come out over the years and you put them together with what's going on today, you'll see that it's actually both of them are chosen. It's not either or. Interoperability is the key that everybody seems to miss within this community. We get so tribal, and you have to understand, guys, it will be both. It cannot physically be one asset to do everything. It just cannot work that way. So you have to understand it's going to be interoperable, meaning there will be multi-chains that will be needed. And by the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of why that is necessary and how that is possible. So we're going to walk through the DTCC and how they're using XRP, the XRP ledger, Ripple, and as well as Stellar XLM. And then on the back half, we're going to look at BIS to show you the continuation of the need for the interoperability, and we're seeing that in real life today. So let's go ahead and get into it. As you guys know of that story already by now, the DTCC is using Stellar XLM for their custodied assets, and this is exciting. I'm an XLM fan and holder myself, so I'm actually very excited about this news as well. I did not sell my XRP to go all in on XLM because I believe it's going to be both. So check out why I'm showing you this. So this right over here, check out your screen with me. It comes from the DTCC, and this comes out on May 28th, 2026, and then there's an article saying the top 5 takeaways why tokenized collateral really means for markets, or what, sorry. And as you scroll down through this list here, and it tells you right here, it says interoperability is more critical than new infrastructure. Much of tokenization's potential value hinges on whether different systems can work together. Siloed platforms risk replicating existing inefficiency. A shared, consistent view of positions and obligations across ecosystems enables faster and more informed decision making. Then it says faster access to liquidity is the most practical starting point. And you think about it, how do they get that liquidity? It's not just going to be through XLM, right? That's not what they're really trying to solve here. But let's read on. It says, while some benefits of tokenization will develop over time, improved access to intraday liquidity is achievable today. Tokenized collateral can support more efficient and on-demand funding, reducing reliance on large cash buffers and overnight financing. So far, directly from the DTCC here on May 28th, 2026, announcing interoperability is the key. You cannot build the new financial system with the old way of doing it. That has not worked. This is why they are building the new infrastructure. And if they were to just repeat the same infrastructure, that would be the problem. That is an issue. So it has to be interoperable. There's going to be multiple chains. That's going to be a decentralized financial system, right? And also take a look at this. This is a little bit older post, and I believe it came out on May 4th, 2026. This is actually from my X account. You're welcome to follow me if you want. The link will be down in the video description, but check out this post from early May 4th, 2026. The DTCC announcing their partners they will be working with to test out. Check out what's going on here, guys. Just take a look. It says some of the 50 firms, I went through it, says the DTCC industry working group includes, as you go through the list here, you're welcome to check it out. All my resources will be down in my video description for your use, so you can definitely check it out there. But look, they are working with Ripple Prime. And you come over here, this is actually from Pumpus that I reposted. It says DTCC Ripple Prime locked in for 114 trillion tokenization explosion. Wall Street $1 trillion clearing giant just dropped the ultimate mic drop. DTCC confirms that Ripple Prime collaboration as a part of the 50 elite firms building out, let me see this, building the future of finance. Limited production trades of real-world tokenization assets kick off July 2026 with full service launch in October. And you look right here, this is exactly what's going on. The DTCC advances development of new tokenization services, convenes 50 plus firms to drive digital asset adoptions. And when you look at it, Ripple Prime is a part of this new working group. So you're looking at the DTCC, understanding interoperability is key, and they are working with the entities such as Ripple and Ripple Prime. This isn't a coincidence, guys. Like, Ripple is so connected. They will be part of this new financial system alongside many other chains. And if you want more proof of this, take a look at this post from October of 2025. Again, this is my X account, and this is something you probably have seen all over the internet, and it has to do with the DTCC patent. And again, I'm just want to highlight this for anybody that maybe is new or maybe just have not seen it. Check it out. It says, this is my post. It says, let's take a look at let's take a step further to come full circle. The patents date in 3/6/2025. It is from inventor George Daniel Donnie, and the assignee is DTCC Digital US Inc. George is the current CTO and DCC of the DTCC. The patent title Systems Method and Storage Media for Managing Digital Liquidity Tokens, a distributed ledger platform. The patent builds liquidity ecosystems where tokens itself regulate flows, reducing the need for manual interventions and enabling seamless global asset tokenization, potentially revolutionizing clearing and settlement process. As you see in the illustration below, this patent highlights XRP and XLM directly. And for anybody that's missed it, here's that patent on a bigger screen. Of course, XLM and XRP are side by side working together. Okay, so now that we know that the DTCC is going to use both Ripple, XRP Ledger, XRP, Stellar, and XLM. We know this is going to be a reality. We're seeing it from their patent. We're seeing it from these announcements. But now let's walk through the reasons why they need to be able to do both of these and how they're going to use it essentially. So go ahead and check out this PowerPoint. I want to walk through with you guys, kind of built out something special just for this video so I can stay aligned and help really explain what's going on here. So check out your screen, follow along with me. I'll move fast as I can here. It's only 4 slides, it's not too much. So check it out here with me. It says why DTCC/DTC matters. First, we understand why is it important for them, right? Why is this a big deal for us? So check it out. It says DTCC is one of the most important financial infrastructure providers in the world. Every year they process quadrillions of dollars / massive amounts of securities transactions involving stocks, bonds, ETFs, and other financial instruments. When the DTCC starts experimenting with tokenization, Wall Street pays attention. As we have seen, the DTCC and BIS, as they move, the rest of the banks move, of course, because they are all underneath these two entities, essentially, right? Let's move on to why Stellar. So check it out. Why Stellar? Stellar is extremely good at moving and tokenized assets quickly and efficiently. Think of Stellar as the infrastructure layer that allows traditional assets to exist in digital form. Its role includes token issuance, asset servicing, corporate actions, settlement, collateral movement, and on-chain reporting. So this is what Stellar is going to be doing for the DTCC. As you see, there's not any kind of liquidity pool that's going to help move the actual money behind the scenes. Stellar is going to be moving more the front end, the paperwork side of it, moving the actual assets around, but then you need to move that money behind it as well. And this is where Ripple XRP with the XRP ledger steps in. So check it out. So why XRPL/XRP, a tokenized stock sitting on Stellar, still needs liquidity. It still needs value transfer. It still needs movement between institutions, currencies, and networks. That's where XRP ledger strengths become important. XRPL was specifically designed for fast settlement, liquidity movement, cross-border transactions, interoperability, as we've been speaking about, and then multi-currency transfers. And then when we put all this together, this is the piece that people are missing, is when you put this picture together, this is why you have to have both. They are two projects solving two different issues. So check it out. When we put it all together, this is what people miss. If a US Treasury is tokenized on Stellar, an institution wants to move the value internationally, liquidity is sourced through the XRP ledger. Settlement occurs almost instantly. The asset remains compliant, the institution reduces cost, capital becomes more efficient, and at the end, user never even knows multiple blockchains were involved. Okay, so now that we have it all put together, we see how XLM will be utilized through the DTCC and how also Ripple, the XRP ledger with XRP, will be used with DTCC as well. Hopefully that clarifies it's not either or, it's going to be both. I cannot drive that home enough, guys, because I want to see people succeed. Hey guys, while we're here, if you could please hit the like button, it'd be massive. As you guys know, viewership is down right now in the crypto space. Everybody's out of the market. Any kind of support on this would be massive. I would truly appreciate it. And thank you to all the subscribers that have been following me for quite some time, even the new subscribers too. Thank you guys so much for the support. It means the world to me. I literally could not do this without you guys, so thank you so much. Now let's move into the back half of this, which is going to be about the BIS, or the Bank of International Settlement. We're going to look at what they're talking about with Project Agora. They've been testing this out for quite some time, and this is where I see it as no coincidence that the DTCC has been coming out with all these announcements recently. They're going hand in hand with what the Bank of International Settlement is doing, or the BIS. They work hand in hand here, and they are aligning, and as they are aligning, the other banks have to align as well. So check it out. We're going to move pretty quick through these next couple of posts here to save you guys some time. So check it out here with me. This is coming from the BIS today, May 29, 2026. Check it out. It says, while nearly 95 jurisdictions have implemented domestic open finance framework to support digital exchange of financial data and services, their benefits rarely extend across borders due to differences in technical standards, data formats, and trust frameworks. Project Apertura, run by the BIS Hub Hong Kong Center, addresses this challenge by designing, developing, and testing a prototype for cross-border open finance interconnectivity via application programming interfaces (APIs). The prototype functions as a network of a network connecting existing domestic infrastructure through neutral interoperability layer. Here they are talking about interoperability layers again. It successfully linked the open finance networks to the United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates, Brazil, Hong Kong, SAR, and India. The prototype also demonstrates the access of feasibility, viability, and desirability of the solution through to practical use cases: cross-border bank account opening, trade finance. It was tested in collaboration with private sector commercial banks and fintechs from 5 jurisdictions. So we are seeing that the BIS is testing digital assets, cryptocurrencies, interoperability as a whole. This is very important. But check out this as well, coming out on May 27th, 2026, coming from All In Crypto. Check it out here with me. It says Hong Kong overtakes Switzerland. Hong Kong has officially overtaken Switzerland as the world's largest offshore wealth hub in the world. Asia capital markets are exploding, and Chinese wealth is following east as Hong Kong now holds $2.95 trillion in offshore wealth. And what a coincidence, after reading what we just learned about the BIS working with Hong Kong, directly testing out digital assets, cryptocurrencies, DLT, etc. Then over here, this is actually the Project Agora that I was speaking about as well, again, with the BIS. So again, from All In Crypto, it says, as Project Agora dominates headlines around the future of cross-border payments, it's worth remembering that the BIS already highlighted Ripple's XRP and Stellar's XLM in a report on global FX marketplace years ago. The rails for post-Swift are well underway. Pop this open, you'll see it says the 3 models arise: a private settlement asset and marketplace such as Ripple's XRP, an open source marketplace for such as the Stellar Foundation. So as we're putting all this together, we had the DTCC and the BIS guys talking directly about Ripple, XRP Ledger, XRP, Stellar XLM. This is no coincidence. They are the chosen ones, if you want to call it that, that's going to really move finance around the world. This is going to be the 2 projects, as we know so far, that they are going to lean on to make that happen. So people that are selling XRP for XLM, that's your own choice. Do your own thing that's best for you. But if you're doing it just because you think XRP is not going to go anywhere, I would challenge you to educate yourself further and really dive into what's really going on. You have the 2 powerhouses using both of them. Why would you not hold both of them? And that's not financial advice. Now let's move on to 2 more stories that are breaking at the time of all this is coming out. Again, I kind of find it interesting, the BIS and the DTCC with these major announcements moving on chain. Then we see these 2 stories. Check it out here. From Cointelegraph, it says, breaking: CME Group launches 24/7 crypto trading today. Starting May 29th at 4 p.m. Central, institutions can trade Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, XRP, ADA, Link, XLM, AVAX, and SUI for futures around the clock. We're seeing 24/7 trading through crypto, guys. And now we have from Watcher Guru just in, the SEC grants first blockchain native company Paxos approval to clear and settle securities transactions. So as we're putting all this together, we're seeing that crypto is taken off in a major way here in 2026, and we're just halfway through the year. You're seeing the major institutions step in. You're seeing the countries around the world form legislation and regulation around it. 2027 through 2030, I think, is when all this is going to really take off. We may see some spikes, of course, here and there, but when you think about full adoption, I think there's still things that need to unfold that are going to be coming over the next couple of months, years. But when you do hang in here for a longer time and you hold on to these assets, you're not just trying to get rich quick, you'll have that bigger payoff down the road. And that's just in my opinion, it's not financial advice. Just based off these information coming out, we're seeing the powerhouses today adopt and use these assets. That's going to be very valuable one day, and it's not going to be something they take lightly. They put a lot of work behind the scenes into these assets, bringing them on board, making sure they're well vetted, making sure there's no issues. That's not something they can just change on a flip of a switch. It takes some time, and the fact that they are all talking about XRP and XLM together, I think says a lot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed something in this video. If you guys can, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you do like this kind of content. And of course, any kind of comment down below is massive. So thank you guys that leave the comments as well. So that's all I have for you in this video. Before I let you guys go though, take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, and become that change you want to see in the world. I'll catch you on the next one.